I missed him at ACC football kickoff because he was in charge of, I guess, covering the media onslaught that was always going to follow Bill Belichick. I've been saying this since he was hired back whenever that was, December, I think it was, that this will be the most attention ever given to a college football program throughout the season, and it doesn't matter what they do on the field. Adam Smith, Inside Carolina, joins us. How are you, sir? I missed you Thursday in Charlotte. Hope you survived.
Yes, I did. I'm sorry I missed you. It's great to be with you again. Always, AG. Yeah, I was lurking around there, different spots.
Lurking behind potted plants at the Hilton, right?
Yeah, I had to laugh. One of the old-time ACC photographers said during just all that, I don't know what you would call it, hysteria.
Yeah.
He said, "It's like the goddamn royal wedding, isn't it?" Because he was lined up, in the hallway just to film Belichick going from one room to another.
I know.
And I had to stop and laugh as I was scurrying around because, yeah, I know. We've got video of him walking. We've got photos of him walking and smiling.
What did you make? Adam Smith from Inside Carolina is joining us here in the Adam Gold Show. What did you make of, most of his answers were vintage Belichick. What did you make of really the Q&As that we heard down there?
Well, I mean, I felt like it was pretty much it went pretty much as you might expect.
Yeah.
I mean, Belichickian is a word that I've used before. He will. It's interesting especially for someone like me who's sort of in on the ground floor with this. It's interesting to sort of try to get to know him from a reporter standpoint, given all that you know about him and his reputation and all that. I actually asked him down there in Charlotte how he introduces himself to people.
I heard that question. I enjoyed that answer. I mean? Yeah.
Because everyone already knows and everybody already has but he will answer a question if you ask him. It is just going to be in his very Bill Belichick style. It is not going to contain a huge range of emotion. It's going to be in that, what would you say, monotone type way. But he will give you an answer. You just kind of have to listen. It's not going to be theatrical like Mac Brown. It's going to be very different. Everything is very different, as you're very well aware.
Yeah, it's funny talking to the players about that. You could tell that they, like the guys that we talked to, they went from Grandpa Mac, and I'm not being disparaging at all to anybody. Sure. And by the way, I'll backtrack with the first question in a second. To what they're dealing with right now, which is Bill Belichick, pro coach, has seen everything that there is to see in the sport, and a very business-like approach to what is going on. They have really gone from one end of the spectrum to the other, and I think it'll be interesting and fascinating to figure out how all of these guys respond to it. I would imagine Steve Logan used to talk about NFL football as like grad school to a lot of these guys, because these guys want to learn. It'll be cool to watch a lot of these college kids and how they absorb the institutional knowledge that Belichick has.
Yeah, and the recruits too, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of hilarious to see him posing with the recruits. If you think about it, it's still mind blowing, even though we're 8 or 9 months into this thing. And I mean, you're talking about. I mean, the man has coached nearly 50 years on the NFL level, but he's never coached a college football game.
Right.
He think about all the things he's done: the 6 Super Bowls as a head coach, 2 more as an assistant. I think it's 333 career wins in the NFL.
Yeah.
Still, come Labor Day night, it will be the first time he has coached a college football game. So, I was telling Victoria I need to get my mind right. I've got to buckle up for this because it's coming here. I mean, training camp starts Saturday morning.
Yep.
So we'll be off and running.
Yeah, and the first game is, 3 weeks from Monday, right? No, 4 weeks from Monday. The first game.
September 1st, Labor Day night.
Yeah, against TCU. Adam Smith from Inside Carolina is joining us here in the Adam Gold Show. By the way, all the stuff about Belichick down in Charlotte, I had zero problem with. You have to ask, when you're asking Belichick a question, and you get, honestly, it's the same way with a guy like Mike Krzyzewski. You know that very well. If the question is not asked in a certain way, you allow two things. One, you allow him to not answer it. And right, I mean, that's just true. You just allow them to not answer it, or you allow them to answer it in a way that doesn't get you what you want. There was a question in that same scrum when you asked about how do you introduce yourself, which is a sneaky, brilliant question, to be honest, because everybody knows who Bill is. But there was a question asked about, what your vision of the future is. I get what my assumed intent was to all right, what do you see 2 years down the road, 3 years down the road? What are you looking for to get there? But the answer was, future for us is, tomorrow's training. Frankly, nobody wanted that.
Go ahead. Right. He said, I think the question was, where do you see yourself 10 years from now? And I was thinking, good God, he'll be 83. But his response was, I don't know where we'll be 10 days from now. But that's the company line. Tough, smart, dependable. It's going to be about stacking good days after good days after good days on top of each other.
Right.
And that's what's going to be. Whether he's in a suit as he was with the little BB initials.
Nice.
Stenciled. So what is it? It's stenciled there on the cufflink area.
Embroidered. Yeah, I don't think it's stencil.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a stencil.
Well, you can tell the way I live and dress.
For you and me, it would be a stencil. For him, it's an embroidered thing.
I appreciate you helping me out. Yes, it was embroidery, AG, is what it was. And, whether he's got the power suit on or whether he's got the cutoff hoodie on, it's gonna that is what it's going to be. I'm not sure what a fiery locker room speech from Bill Belichick would look like. I would be interested to know if anybody, like players or anybody else, would give us any insights on that. I do not know. But, the players do like to tell you, the ones that we've been able to talk to, because they've got the ranks closed around there. It's not nearly as open as it was. But they like to tell you that he will slip in a little joke every now and then. Like Jordan Shipp, the receiver, tripped one day, and apparently Belichick told him the grass had tackled him, and everybody just erupted just because you're not expecting him to zing you.
Right.
It's different. I think it's Mac. Mac is 8 months older than Bill, but it's a completely different vibe, obviously.
Adam Smith, Inside Carolina, is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. Now to the story that has gripped the world since I saw the aggregation of it Friday. I guess it was Thursday afternoon as I was on the train headed back toward Raleigh. And it was your story that the university, when the next round of conference realignment happens, which probably in about 5 years, coincidentally, the time where it becomes super cheap to leave the ACC based on the settlement of the lawsuit with Clemson and Florida State, that you guys said that North Carolina would pursue a move to the Southeastern Conference. Of course, SEC has to be interested in all of that. I know you're not surprised by the reaction around the sports world. Some people thought it was going to happen this week, and I'm like, you people are nuts. Just read the article. That's all you had to do was read it. But is it any different than it was, say, a year ago?
Well, yes is the answer, and super cheap. I love your use of super cheap, about like my stenciling. $75 million being super cheap on the exit fee.
To universities, they can raise that in a minute.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, and I know some people. UNC has been sort of, if you're paying attention, they've been sort of telegraphing this from for a couple years now. But to answer your question, yes, it is different now because that settlement that Clemson and FSU reached with the ACC, or the ACC reached with them, however you view it, it has provided UNC with a path, a clearer path in terms of a way to get out if they want to get out. And I don't think I think this is going to be a very emotional decision for some people around there that make these decisions, because as you very well know, Carolina is a founding member of the ACC. They were there in 1953 in the smoke-filled room at Sedgefield Inn. Right. When the lore began. But the settlement is huge. They've sort of allowed, this is my opinion, they've sort of allowed Clemson and FSU to make the most noise and sort of make a mess of everything. Mm-hmm. And they have, in my opinion, sort of been sitting back and just, clocking the whole thing and taking notes and formulating some ideas here. And the fact that the grant of rights, the media deal that John Swofford, as you know, locked in years ago, that has been viewed as ironclad is always the word you hear about it. The fact that has gone away is huge. I think Florida State estimated when these dueling lawsuits and all the legal stuff began, I'm pretty sure they estimated that it would cost them $530 million to leave the league. Well, that's not going to be the cost anymore. It's going to go down. It's a decreasing exit fee. If you left in this coming school year, which no one is going to do, it'd be $165 million. Yeah. It goes down $18 million every year. So I think if you're talking about we're last day of July 2025. If you're talking about July 2024, things have changed. And it's all about the money. I got my neighbors around here, ask me, like, why? I don't want that. And it's all about the money. It's all about the money. Mac used to have a great line. He used to have a great line that he would tell the people close to him that the faculty at UNC, the academics, would prefer to go to the Big Ten. Yep. And all of the fans would prefer to go to the SEC, which I always thought was interesting.
Until you get there,
I don't know.
Yeah, until you get to the SEC and you go 2-8 in league play when they go to 10 games. That we have a lot more to talk about, Mr. Smith. Good to have you back on the show. You have I think you're just too short of Victoria's underscores in her Twitter. It's at Adam_Smith_IC. Don't know if that's a Victoria influence or not, but if it is,
could it not be?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Good to talk to you, my man. I'll check in again soon.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
You got it. Adam Smith from Inside Carolina. Always a fun conversation.